Hi everyone, Nick here, and today we're having another look back at F1 2020 League race. Now this time we're looking back at round 7 of the third season of the Serious Racing League, and we're at Zandvoort, home of the Dutch Grand Prix. Now this of course is very interesting because this was on the F1 2020 calendar but never actually took place. The first race is due to happen in mid-2021. They moved it to after Spa, or before Spa. It's next to Spa anyway. But yeah, this hasn't actually happened, very much like Vietnam. And it's interesting because we've got no idea what a real race will be like around here in the actual Formula 1 cars. But on the game, it's quite fun. I quite like this track. I wouldn't say I was any good at it. There are a couple of corners I really struggle with, particularly in the middle sector, that right then left. Not a massive fan of those. But yeah, it's an interesting track. I quite like it. And we've always had quite interesting races here. So I was hoping for interesting. I wasn't hoping for good, because I'm in a Williams. It's real performance. It's not going to happen. But at least if it was interesting, then, you know, that can offset the lack of performance. Maybe. Anyway, into qualifying, and it was very grey, but there was no threat of any rain in session, and qualifying had been dominated by some early incidents involving Monty and Maxi. And Monty up ahead goes off the track to the left hand side. This slightly distracts me, and I run wide on the final real corner and spin, hit the side. That's not really Monty's fault. I'd completely lost track of what was going on my lap. It wasn't going to be a good one anyway, and the carnage that was going on completely threw me. On my second lap, it was just slow. You can see in this bit I'm just not really going in. I think because I didn't get a first lap in, it meant my second lap I was a bit cautious, so we took too much curb on that previous corner, and now we're just a bit tentative, and we're just not really doing well here. I mean, you can't even see the apex on the left-hand side. That's how far I'm away from it. And we ended up doing a 1:12.6, which is absolutely nowhere near good enough. At the time, it was good enough. Well, you can see 16th out of 17 people who sat at that. No. So we went out for our third and final lap. Brake around 70 metres and go down to third gear and try and turn it through the tricky turn 1. You can use a bit of a curb on the left hand side, but not too much, and don't go too hard on the accelerator. You've got that long banked left hand corner there. I've never ever not locked up the front left. It's just the law. It just happens. Then you've got this straight. You do have to be careful. There's a weird sort of track limit on the right hand side. Here I like to turn it down to 6th, then lob it in and then just nail it. Here again, turn it down to 6th. You see I've turned in a bit of an understeer moment there and not had a great run through there. Here we're going to go a little bit better through here. We get nice and wide there, and we can actually see the curve. We're very close to the apex, so that's quite good. And we get it wide. We're 2/3 of a second up, so this is better. This one down to third, get it turned in. This one you sort of drift away and then turn back on it again. And then this last corner is about where the 50-metre board would have been if there was one, which kind of ruined my apex there. And then from there it's just absolutely floored, and we're nearly going to improve by a second here, just under, and we're going to go and do a 1:11.623, which at the time was good enough for 14th, but was actually the best I'd managed to do in qualifying all evening. So as a result, can't really be too unhappy about that, but 14th isn't great. Beckford in front of me was going to have a 5-place grid penalty though, so we were going to be starting 13th. It could be worse, but as I say, 3 people didn't set laps, so yeah, I think that was possibly my most disappointing qualifying result all season so far. But anyway, we're starting the race 13th on the grid. We're going to start on medium tyres, and we're going to see what we can do strategy wise over the course of the race. So we get an okay start. Think about trying to go around the outside of Miles, but the slight wobble from Owl makes us back off a little bit, and we're going to be really cautious here because it's really easy to run into the car in front of you. As you can see, there's lots of stop-start corners, particularly in this first sector. So we've managed to get out of here okay. Miles tried to go around the outside of Owl, which has kind of worked, but then kind of not, as he goes rallycross on the right-hand side, and we're up into 12th place. And we're going to try and keep it nice and careful here, but you can see that Owl brakes quite early here because of the car in front, which means we have to brake quite early, which means DP behind us has to brake quite early, and he gets a little bit of damage. Sorry about that, mate, but you know, it's obviously just one of those things that happens. So we're going to try and be nice and careful through the rest of the lap and try and keep on the back of Owl, who is in front of us in 11th. And we were able to do that. We weren't really able to threaten him in any sort of meaningful way. You can see here he has a bit of a moment and gets on the banking on the inside onto the grass. That holds him up, but you know, rich fuel, EOS on, DOS on. No, we don't really gain anything. So it's the age-old impossible to overtake in a Williams conundrum for us, and we have no real solution to that. And instead, we're going to have the age-old problem of a Renault behind us just lasting past because it's so fast in a straight line. So here goes Maxi, who started way down after DNFing in qualifying, and he gets up the inside there. He was on soft tyres, so I wasn't really too disappointed about that because I was hoping maybe I could follow him through and maybe use him as a sort of battering ram to the cars in front of me. But instead of that, I actually just drifted back from them. So you can see here, by halfway through lap 8, I had dropped out of DRS range from the cars in front, and Owl, even though he was on medium tyres and I'd previously been looking like sort of staying easily within his DRS, I just lost touch. And if anything, I was probably losing ground to the cars behind, so that wasn't amazing. But as we came towards the end of lap 8, we were going to be able to gain a place because Hags, who had a really good qualifying, unfortunately didn't have a great race and DNF'd on the banked corner. You can see his car on the left hand side there, and he brought out the safety car. So on the plus side, I've gained a place. On the downside, you know, it's a bit unfair and harsh on another driver. You know, this caused lots of people to pit, people who are starting on soft tyres, and we were able to jump up into 7th place. So that was actually reasonably good for us. Well timed, meant the cars got out of our way, and maybe we could hold them up a little bit and use our strategy to help us. Anyway, the virtual safety car finished, and well, we just lost ground on the cars in front. I don't know what it was. It's just after the safety car, no pace whatsoever. Cars in front were sort of 4 or 5 seconds down the road. I don't know if they were getting held up by people who pitted, but I don't know. We managed to make it up into 6th place though, after one car pitted at the end of lap 11, and then entering lap 13 we managed to sneak ahead of another couple of cars, and we managed to get up into 4th place and give it another lap, and we were flying high in 2nd place, now 6 seconds behind Owl, who, remember, we were battling with at the start of the race. So we've lost a bit of ground there, and what we've also acquired is a massive train behind us of people who have pitted for fresher tyres. So you can see Tony, my teammate in the Williams, thinks about a move up the inside into turn 1, then kind of thinks about one into turn 2, but then, fortunately for me, and possibly for him, thinks better of it. And this train behind us, there's a few corners where people are getting very, very close, and this is kind of my plan, maybe see if we can just hold people up and see what happens. But it was only going to last so long. As you can see, it's saying now you need to come in for some fresh tyres, and this time Tony got the job done nice and easily into turn 1. And as soon as he did that, Hom was on my tail behind. So I thought at this point I'm going to lose more time by getting overtaken repeatedly. Lap 16, nice round number, leaves us 20 laps to do on hard tyres at the end of the race. I had originally been tempted to try and hang it out to see if I could stay out longer than Owl and thus inherit the lead of the race, but Tony kind of ruined that. Also, that would have been a terrible strategy. But we come out of the pits on our fresh hard tyres in 14th place. So we've managed to lose a place to where we were on the grid at the start. amazing. But there's a bit of a train in front, so I was thinking at this point, could we maybe hang on to them? And we were able to hang on to them. We were able to admire a nice little battle between Legaue and Monty up ahead. Legaue in the Alfa Romeo and Monty in the somewhat faster Mercedes. And Monty was very racy in this race. He had a lot of pace. If he hadn't got disqualified in quali, then I'm sure he'd have been right out the front and not battling it out with the likes of me. But there he is. He's going to get the job done, and we get a nice view of it. And this was pretty much the highlight, for me. I was thinking, I get to see other people have battles. It's not much fun when you're not actually in the battles yourself. But as you can see, Legaue wasn't having a huge amount of fun in front, and I was able to close in on him over the rest of the lap. And he actually had wing damage, which explains why he was of comparable pace to me, I think. So we get a decent exit through there. Got the DRS on, rich fuel, overtake EOS. We've got the run. We go for the inside line. We brake nice and late. Keep it as tight as we possibly can. Legaue goes for the switchback. Thinks about going for it in turn 2, but then bails out. Because you could just see him poking round there. You could see his front wing damage. Wasn't caused by me. I did check. It wasn't me. I was concerned that maybe I'd accidentally switched back on him or something like that in the previous corner. But no, we got the overtake done. An on-track overtake in a Williams at Zandvoort. Amazing. And now we were just thinking, well, cars are 3 seconds ahead of us. Can we catch back up with them? And not really. We were able to get back into our usual thing of gaining places from other people having pit stops. So you can see by this point we've now managed to climb up into 9th. But Monty, who was ahead of us by about 3 seconds, by lap 26, was 6 seconds down the road from us. And Coulthard, who'd pitted and put on some new soft tyres, was 9 seconds. And this bit of the race was incredibly boring for me. I was at no point anywhere near any other cars, and it was like time trial but bad. You don't have fun time trialing it in a race in a Williams, unfortunately, but it was what it was. And we managed to get up to 8th place by the start of lap 28. At 31 we were still there, and we had Monty on our tail. He'd pitted. He was one of the people we inherited a place from, and obviously you saw that he was pulling away from us before on older tyres. He's now on fresh softs. I think he's going to be a little too pacey for us, so you can see we don't really fight this one. We let him go up the inside. He gets the job done, and that is us down into 9th place. I mean, nominally we could try and keep up with him. He's got a 3-second penalty, but in that Mercedes he was putting in fastest laps of a race. It was going to be very difficult. But there was one extra thing that was going to help us out, and that was a very late safety car, as Coulthard crashed out and brought the safety car out midway through lap 32. Now, one of the things I was hoping here is that people in front would pit, and they did. Only downside was that I wasn't close enough to take any advantage of that whatsoever. So that meant I was going to be going into the safety car restart on old hard tyres, with the cars in front of me and the cars behind me all on softs. What a great idea that was. But we knew as well that Monty in front had a 3-second penalty, and Miles behind, or now in front, had a 3-second penalty as well. So we just needed to keep with them. So Miles goes around the outside and just about manages to squeeze around the outside. So fair play, nice move from Miles there. We now need to try and keep on their tail, whilst remembering that we've got crappy old hard tyres, and we don't want to give up our 10th place to the cars behind, because what could very easily happen is they get in front of us, and because Frankie and Beckford are both in Hasses, they're not going to be super speedy. So it was going to be a tricky battle, but we were going to get a free gift, as Maxi unfortunately lost it at that right hand corner there and bumped us up into 9th place. But we still had to try and hang on. And the good thing was that because the safety car came in with 2 laps left, DRS was not going to get enabled. And DRS into turn 1 is probably the best and realistically only place you're going to overtake around here. So as long as we got a good exit from that last corner, through the banked right-hander and down this straight, I was confident I'd be able to hang on and stay ahead of the cars behind. And at this point in the lap, we started lap 36 of 36, and we're about 2 seconds off of Monty and about 1 second off of Miles, with another second gap back to the cars behind me. So it's looking okay for 8th. But Monty was looking like he was going to be too fast for us. We've got plenty of fuel, so we don't need to worry about that. We can just run rich fuel to the end of the race. And we do make a little bit of a dent into Monty's lead here. And he's getting better though through here. And this is where the Williams' lack of anything resembling any kind of downforce really doesn't help me. So you can see now it's ticking up and we're just about 3 seconds behind, which means we're not going to get that penalty. We love it into the final sort of chicane there. We don't do great. We have a bit of a lock-up, and that's going to cost us some time. We've got one more corner to go. Throw it in here. You can see it's now gone up to 3.1, 3.2. We're not likely to be able to out-drag, well, kind of, he's 3 seconds ahead of us, a Mercedes. So we're going to have to make do with only jumping Miles. And we've managed to finish 8th out of 17 finishers, and that's not too bad really. I never at any point in the evening felt like I had any pace or confidence in how I was going to do in that race. So to come out with a decent result and a few points, yeah, I mean, I'd have taken that. And it didn't hurt in the championship. We've gone up 1 place from 11th into 10th, so we're solidly in the top half. Not bad in a Williams, really. I don't think so anyway. A little way off my teammate, who's Tony in 6th, but hey, he's quite good at the game, you know. So, just to make sure that Mav is happy, what have we learnt today? We've learnt that the Williams is not very good at Zandvoort, and let's be honest, if you're driving a car that isn't very good at a track that you're not very good at, you probably should do a little bit more practice for the race than a handful of time trial laps and a few 3-lap races beforehand. It's not going to get the job done. If you want to make up that gap, you're going to have to actually work for it. And I didn't have the time. I maybe could have made a little bit more time, but you know, the prospect of driving the Williams is not the kind of thing that makes you think, oh yes, I want to spend some time playing this game. Oh yes, rubbing your hands together with glee. But there will be at Spa. Spa will be great. No matter what car you're driving at, Spa should be good. Fingers crossed anyway. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then don't forget to do all the liking and subscribing stuff. You know that all makes sense. And let me know in the comments below what you thought of the video, and if you've got any things you liked or any suggestions that you think could make the video even super awesomer. And if you want to check me out on social media type places like Twitter, Instagram, or even on Discord, then you can hop into the description of this video and see all the details there. And if you want to see these races live as they happen on Wednesdays and Sundays, then pop over to my Twitch channel. Link is in the description and it's on screen as well. So why not do that? But until the next time and the next video, goodbye.